And we are back from the break. So before we went on break, the ship had dropped out of spelljamming speed. It is the 9th hour of second shift, so Braxon, Leva, and Lafdul are on duty.
Okay.
And Braxon, so crew member called out that a small sailing vessel is off the starboard bow.
Okay. Braxon will pop upstairs and signal to it and say this is the...
Was that a general alarm?
No, he has not said
alarm.
anything about an alarm at all.
No, I'm not done alarm.
No.
So you're signaling? What are you signaling?
This is the yeah, I've forgotten what our ship's called.
Blade.
This is the blade out of wherever we came from, but not Margot's place.
Grand Empire.
Yeah,
Talaran space.
Whatever. Talaran space. What's the name of your ship, and do you need assistance?
All right, they signal back that they are just simple merchants carrying foodstuffs to Great Space. You're too far to make much out.
Yeah.
About their vessel.
Okay. Well, we're on route to Brow. Are you going in our direction?
They signal back that they are on a different route.
Okay. Well, have you been from Brow Space?
They respond that they have not.
Okay. Do you have any news where you came from?
They signal nothing much to report.
Yeah, we don't have much to report either. Okay. Good luck on your travels to Great Space.
Right. They say thanks. And are you steering the ship away from them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess we'll just carry on going. I should have said, how's the kids?
What?
All right, so they definitely have been moving away while signaling, you can tell, at this point. So after a few minutes, both of you are far enough away that you can enter spelljamming speed.
Yeah. Okay, we'll go back.
You said that they were going to Great Space.
Great Space, yeah.
Yeah,
What
Great
far
Space,
away
not
from
Gray Space.
Yeah.
Great
Quite
Space
far.
is. I don't think we've been to Great Space.
No,
yet.
you have not.
Maybe
Okay.
we mistranslated and they were going to grape space.
the crystal sphere known for large vats of wine.
Okay, so you continue on your way?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we'll carry on.
Okay. Alright, so I just brought you over to the Phlogiston map so you can get a feel for that, in case you guys weren't remembering where things were.
Right. So
we're pretty weird route.
We're in Red Eyes. Yeah, I see. Right.
Yeah, basically they are using a route we don't know or going really the long way out to Great Space from Red Eyes.
The fact
If they
that
are
they're
not going to Brawl Space.
Brawl Space is a bit suspicious.
What's suspicious about Brow Space?
Them not going
yeah.
Because Brawl Space is on the way, but they're already gone.
Unless they are planning on going to Talaran space, then Prime Space and so forth.
Well, yeah, they Yeah, they say they're not going to Brow Space. Well, I don't know. Yeah, ultimately, we are not privateers. We don't have authority to board random ships.
So,
Unless we come across someone that's attacking someone, we can't really get involved.
yeah.
I mean, you
Could
can
have asked them
question
what they were.
if they're suspicious, if you are suspicious about their answers.
They said they were merchants. You could have asked them what
it's-
they were trading.
It's not really
They
a
said
point right now.
foodstuffs.
It's something to bring up next time this happens. They've already left, so let's just keep going.
Yeah. Braxon will make a note and we'll tell the other officers. But like when we discuss it, when we have like dinner together or whatever on the change handover or whatever, he'll say, well, unless we sign up with a group like the Pragmatic Order of Thought and start actively looking for slavers or something like that, we don't really have a business pulling over ships.
Okay. So you get underway, and that fourth week comes to a conclusion. Anyone have any rolls that they need to make?
Not
I
really.
get to roll before the week comes into conclusion.
That's fine.
Okay.
For again.
And Lafdul does as well.
Hell, that didn't help really.
Hey, it's better than the last one.
Yeah, it's better.
Why you,
It's
why
going
you
in the right
doing
direction.
I'm doing
Braxton's
spell research.
that? Oh.
Solas, what's so difficult about this spell?
For some reason, it seems to elude me.
Ugh. I'm getting closer to my score, but it's making me worried I'm getting into the hard dishes.
I mean, if you roll exactly your score, isn't it best?
Yeah. So far, this is turning out really well,
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Okay. So, anyone else have anything that they wanted to do that week, that fourth week?
Yeah, Braxton's going to lead some prayers with the people that have started doing Ptah worship. And he's going to say that after we got thrown by the cosmic storm from Kryn space to an unknown part of the universe, that their faith has helped guide us through several spheres so that we're nearly on our way home to Brow Space. And he will ask them to keep up their vigilance in the hope that we do get the correct Phlogiston River back to Brow Space and don't get misdirected to another place.
Okay. You haven't actually converted anyone, but there are other, fellow Ptah worshippers in the crew.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, well, he'll be talking to the Ptah
If
worshippers.
there's any Celtic worshippers, Solas would be taking care of their religious needs.
Yeah, there
You're
might be a
just a
couple.
copycat. You're just a copycat.
I mean, these are things that come without being said, personally. But
I
think
know.
Brax is just making a point of it.
I know, I'm just joking.
Okay. All right. So, that brings to the fifth week. So 28 days have now passed.
Did we learn if this place had a natural portal or was something we just have to figure out ourselves?
I think you have to find that out when you get there.
Yeah.
Even if it doesn't, we have the pearl creation device.
And I have the spell create portal.
Yes, Leva.
Has she found, or have we found anything in those documents?
I'll tell you what you discover at, I like when Solas is ready to join you and start
Okay.
translating them. I'll give you some information about what you're discovering.
All right.
Because right now you're just going over it, collecting it in your head, trying to see what what connections there are. You may not get connections until you've gotten through most of it, kind of thing.
True. Solas, I take it you speak Illithid trade tongue?
No, but I'm planning on using the
ring.
The spells comprehend languages to translate them.
Okay.
If you just borrow the ring, then you have it indefinitely off from Leva.
But
yeah, but I
she
don't
can't
know how to read and write it.
Illithid trade tongue.
Oh, sorry.
Not read, just speak.
Yeah.
Okay. So, that is going to be another pay period passing. You do need to pay the crew.
Another pay period.
And that week is uneventful. So, Solas and Lafdul, give me your rolls.
Mm-hmm. Finally.
Hey, there you go. Completed the
Considering
research.
Solas's luck, I'm going to use a reroll on mine.
Okay.
It was d6 -1 plus spell level.
Yes.
So it would be 6 + 1 for second level spell.
Yeah, I had a feeling it would.
Okay, so, Lafdul, I will get with you after the session so that to determine how much that. Well,
I think it's just a case of
used
negotiating.
alabaster. Well, okay, yeah. So, used alabaster and onyx, just like uncarved pieces of that, right?
Yeah, I've
Okay.
used 2 pounds of alabaster and 1 pound of onyx to make the horn.
And then
I would have had the eye things as well.
Yeah, give me a gem cutting roll for the eyes.
Yeah, this is where I crack right through it.
Technically, you want to start by cracking right through it.
Oh, I thought I was 17.
Okay, so that is a success. You succeed in cutting and embedding those eyes. All right, so that will be complete.
Yay.
What amount were you aiming for this?
Actually, I'll take the. I'll mark it off. Well, it's 500 for the gems if I'm doing this.
Yeah.
All right. Well, a gem. I have to cut the gem.
Yeah, that's
So
what
I'm
the
have to.
gem cutting
All right.
was for.
What amount am I aiming for? No, I'm going for as much as I can, you know, but within reason. I'm not using the most expensive stuff, but I didn't know because Lafdul's never sold sculptures, so he needs to learn the market. He needs to spend time on Brawl, going to like art museums and stuff, or talking to people. He needs to do like research.
Okay, so you want to hold off on that then?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he'll have an idea of what something might sell for.
All right.
Maybe he'll socialize and find a bidder.
I mean, I was gonna see what your aim was, and then have you roll an appraisal to see how it came out. Because some of it is down to the quality of the workmanship and stuff like that.
I can take an edge. The thing is, I don't even know how much the raw material goes for and how much my craft goes for. Because I could say like 1,000 to 5,000. I don't know.
All right.
I could say 500 or. But I've got literally no idea.
I mean, you've got other sculptures that you've gotten over time.
They're generally less than 1,000, but they're little sculptures. Yeah, well.
But we can wait. We can wait.
1,000.
We can wait. If you wanna talk to me in between and stuff like that.
Yeah. I'm not saying because I was saying because there's kind of someone else I was looking at.
All right. We can work it out later. That's fine with me.
Okay.
All right. So Lafdul has completed his sculpture, and Solas has completed his spell research.
How?
Did you notice the message I brought to you?
I did.
Okay.
How many more days if we're nickel and diming it? Would I have at least one day before we're free to pull?
Oh yeah, you're still many days away from the sphere wall.
No.
You're on day 35.
Sorry, spike the microphone. No, I was thinking of doing spell research. I was wondering if I had time to cast Commune as well, because it's been, how many weeks?
It's been 5 weeks. And I said that it would be over a month to get to the sphere wall. And you still have
I need at least
time to go.
another week before I can cast Commune now. It had been like 3 weeks for this sculpture.
You have at least another week to go to get to the sphere wall.
So I can cast. I will help. No, I can't help.
Well, okay, hold on. What do you want to research? What spell do you want to research?
No, I have to wait until I get to the sphere wall in order to get the Commune benefit.
Oh, okay. I was trying to work out if you wanted us to wait.
I'm just thinking
before
of
we
stuff to
went
do in
into
the
flow.
meantime before I get there.
Why would
But
you
what
need to
spell
wait
are you
until the
planning?
sphere wall to get the commune benefit?
Because I would have cast it within 3 weeks, and that means it's within less than a month, and gods don't like being contacted within the month more often.
Or their servants.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, understood.
So
I'd forgotten about the
I had
previous
to
one.
wait another week.
I'd forgotten about the previous
Yeah, spell description mentions that.
one. No. I had just forgotten that he had already cast it. That's all.
Yeah.
Just slipped my mind.
And since you previously
No,
ruled that
I know.
needs to be cast
I
before.
understand. I had literally just forgotten that he had cast it prior.
Yeah.
That's all.
Quick question.
Yes.
If Lafdul puts a false moustache on, can he get away with casting
No.
Commune again?
My god sees through any deception I would try on him.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh,
I
yes.
mean, he
Considering that's
most
his
likely would.
specialty.
I mean,
Now,
I
he
would
might
think that
enjoy your attempted
attempts.
deception. He might.
I think.
Might allow it.
I think Lafdul would just a point of religious practice when he casts commune, do something like that in any case.
It's entirely up to him. That is entirely up to him.
But
It
it would
probably
fit.
would be doing something.
Okay. All right. So, Solas, after finishing up your spell research, you go to help out Leva.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Leva.
Yes?
So far, you have not been able to draw any real conclusions from what you are looking over. They're all basically receipts, like
Mm-hmm.
the contract signed by the people involved. You do realize that there are some that you have 2 copies of things in. And Solas gets another reroll. There are like sales made to other Illithids that you're pretty sure, because you're finding some document pairs that are both in Illithid.
Uh-huh.
So you can't read those. And you're not finding any like names that you're recognizing or anything like that. There's some basic descriptions of the slave sold, and there is a signature of who received it and stuff like that, and payments and things like that. But some of them definitely sound like names from Talarn space. Like that's kind of what a large number of them are. And then there's a bunch that you don't know anything about. The sales to Talarn space tend to be elves. The other ones tend to be, have no tendency whatsoever. There's a mixture of all sorts of humanoid and demi-human races and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
You're not seeing anything that strikes you as related to you either in those other ones.
Okay. Well, she will pass. She will pass her findings to Solas.
Mm-hmm.
Now, an organization dedicated to trying to find who made the purchases and stuff like that, this you do conclude that this would be probably of great benefit to them because there might be people who hide the fact that they are buying slaves, and this would be good evidence of that. So it definitely could weed out slavers in various places, but none of that is stuff that you know anything about.
Is there something on Brawl that
There's
a
no
group that-
locations given, so there certainly could be some on Brawl. But
No, I meant groups that actually go and check out slavers and slaves.
yeah, pragmatic order of thought, and to a lesser extent the Company of the Chalice.
So Lever would think that they might probably use those documents to great success. It would help them find people.
And I think Elven Imperial Navy also, to some extent.
Yeah, they'd be more interested in the elves.
I mean, many of these are, all of these are old, so none of them are particularly recent, but there could still be people connected to these that and it might help some people, find, missing relatives or things like that. You can't read the Illithid side, which you're coming to suspect holds a bit more relevant information, like where they got the slave from and stuff like that.
Basically, we would have to try and garner a favor or a service from Illithid to read it.
Yeah. Lever would be all for it. We'll see when we get there.
Okay. All right, but it will take time to completely finish reading through the material and take time for Solas to translate what he can and stuff like that. So both of you are basically looking at... So, like, Leva, you will finish reading through the material well before you get to Brawl, but with both of you using comprehend languages, like Solas can expend all of his spells doing translations, and then when he's done, then you can cast your spells and dictate to him and speed up the process a little bit more.
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
Yeah, basically, since the original documents are somewhat damaged, I copy them on a fresh paper, or more fresh.
Well, you're also translating them.
Yeah, that's true.
So between the two of you, you should be done with that by the time you get back to Brawl. Okay. Anyone have anything else that they want to do that 5th week?
I am just improving my collection of statuettes of the party.
Okay.
Just doing more detail on them.
Okay.
They never started out to be like amazing crafts, but I'm trying to do what I can with them.
Is that something that you're just going to spend like the rest of your, you wanted to do some spell research? What level spells did you want to research?
I believe it was no languages. It's a priest version. It was a 2nd level spell.
Okay. All right.
Braxon wants to go up the... It's going to sound weird, but here goes. Braxon wants to go up the front of the battle dolphin on the outside of the ship, like on a boater's chair and stuff. He's been wondering if anyone ever tried to take our ship, how easy it would be to get up and down the outside of the ship to get around behind people. And he's wondering if there will be a way for us to put hidden handholds in the ship to make it possible for Marines to scale up the front of the ship.
So, all right, let me bring you over to the deck plan again. Because I'm not sure what part you're
Hang
referring
on.
to.
Let me find the side view.
Yeah, I'm getting there.
I need to scroll. Where is my horizontal scroll bar?
I'll pull you over there.
Ah, brilliant. Okay. Yeah. So basically, we've got a staircase in here.
Yeah.
And then on the outside, above this entrance here, we have a slope that leads up to this part here. Where
so you're wondering whether you can put...
Yeah.
Right. So, like, you could, yeah, there could be a rope ladder up at the top that someone could toss down. You can also use grapple lines, like just throw a grapple up and climb up that way.
Uh-huh. Okay. Fair enough.
Or rappel down.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not thinking of doing it routinely. I'm just thinking that, there might be some circumstances where that would be useful.
I mean, you could embed a ladder along it.
Yeah.
But that would make, any boarding action by someone else a lot easier.
Yeah, because they could get onto that. That's why I was thinking about how to do that and have it sort of fairly concealed.
Yeah.
Or you could have if you wanted to have the rope ladder thing go that way, you could basically put down something on the top side that you could fasten rope ladders that have hooks on the end basically quickly and have the rope ladder hidden somewhere on the top side.
Yeah. Well, I mean, all did say about the rope ladder thing. I think
so that it's not always there, but when you need it, you could easily get there.
That's why I said a rope ladder. I think the main problem at the top is we've got the bowsprit of the shuttle, and to the left and right of the shuttle is the 2 surveillance decks. So there's not really an easy place on the top of the ship that is permanently there to drop something down from. So it would probably be something to add to the shuttle, or something to have.
I mean, the shuttle slots in, and there are parts there. I mean, if the shuttle is gone, it is still easy to get between the 2 surveillance deck sections.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's still deck there, even if the shuttle isn't there.
Well, it's like I'd say it's like a bathtub between the 2 surveillance decks. The thing marked as 2 on the deck plan. And, it's like a dry dock, isn't it?
I mean, it's yeah, kind of. It's a slot, but it's easy to move between because it kind of has to be. And if the shuttle isn't there, then like you can easily have pitched fights there and stuff like that, no problem.
Yeah.
Now you could also do like some rebuilding of the exterior and add in more sections, like put more external decks in various places.
Yeah.
Like you could take out the dorsal fin and put an external deck there if you wanted to have some more weapons or something like that, or a platform to fire from. I mean,
that actually isn't a bad idea potentially.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at that side view, and it looks like you could add a lot more decks.
I think that there is an element of the decks are too narrow on that. They're not tall enough. Like you don't have that much empty space.
Yeah.
Along
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
That is something that to consider. But you'd need to detail some of that out and decide exactly how big it is, exactly where you want access. It does require some actual rebuilding of the ship.
Yeah.
So that would be time and expense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would I be able to help Braxon in designing this with the engineering?
Probably not. You're talking about shipwright as opposed to engineering.
Yeah.
I mean, basically, in the designing what kind of platforms they would have to be in order to hold siege weapons.
No, that's much more shipwright.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't really so much want to put extra weapon platforms there. That
Well,
will
it doesn't have to be a
turning
weapon
the-
platform. It could just be a platform for crew to stand and fire
Yeah.
missile
yeah.
weapons, or a an external stair with a platform. I mean, like you can rebuild the external section of the ship to do different things. I mean,
Yeah.
like you could also rebuild the underside to have an actual open deck
Well,
or something like that. I mean, there's a lot of things you can do.
I suppose one thing I might consider is that the upper cargo deck and lower cargo deck could potentially have the equivalent of a postern gate that gets us out of the top of the ship that's concealed. Because you've got those sort of cargo doors in the side that we're not using anymore.
Or you're using one.
Oh, we're using one. Sorry.
Yeah, one of them is sealed up. Replaced with just one.
Yeah, I think we would have sealed the cargo door to Leva's quarters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Replaced with an actual wall is, I think, what would have happened with that.
Yeah. Yeah, so I suppose if there was a postern gate, that would be a way to get someone down there.
I mean, again, you can open that cargo deck, that cargo door, in other, like, that can be opened during combat, either to allow crew in and out, to fire out as a firing platform for missile weapons. Another way to board enemy ships. I mean, things like that. Like,
yeah, I suppose so.
It can't. It's not something that can only be opened when you're in port.
Yeah, and we could possibly have, instead of opening the whole door, we could have little doors in it, like I've seen castles with a door in a door. Yeah, I'll think on that, and I also think Lafdul's really cool idea earlier of having something where you got to use a password. If we did want to have a rope ladder at the top of the ship to drop down, we could have that in a box that only our crew know the word they need to say to get the box open.
I mean, I would recommend you guys discuss that, especially you know, when you get back to Brawl. There's going to be you know, downtime, and you need to do some refitting on the ship, which doesn't actually, like, it's like, you know, replacing fittings and rerunning rigging and stuff like that. The ship needs to be repainted because it has been through a lot and has not been repainted. It looks like a mess.
We also disguised it as a ship working for someone else, didn't we? So we messed it up a bit.
Yeah, ourselves. I mean, like, it just needs some basic maintenance done in port.
Yeah.
That would be a good time to do that, but it would be an extra cost. But you guys should discuss amongst yourselves whether you want to do any of that and what you might actually want to do.
This was more Braxon doing a survey to kind of assess how easy it will be for people to get up and down. Because, like, if it's something that wouldn't be viable in a combat situation, there's no point doing it.
I mean, short of rebuilding parts of the ship or putting something fixed in, it's never going to be an easy thing to do to get between those sections on the outside. I mean, because that's kind of the point.
Yeah.
But again, anything fixed that you do change, like if you put in an external ladder, enemies can use that just fine too.
Yeah.
So
That's
you
true.
guys want to, will want to think about the pros and cons of that.
Yep. Understood.
Leva has something else now.
Okay.
She has decided on the spell. Well, level 7, I said level 1 to 6 before when I asked for the red count, but it's actually level 7 because Control Undead from the book is at level 7.
Okay. So you'll cast that at
Sorry.
1 point.
And level
Didn't
8,
you-
she has a scroll with Whispering Wind.
Whispering Wind
level
is not an
8.
8th level spell.
No, but the scroll is.
Right, no, but you need a spell of 8th level. The scroll is cast at the 8th level of ability.
Ah, then I misunderstood that. All right, back to the drawing board.
Yeah, that's why it's hard to find out those high-level spells that you might want to waste on that or use on that. It's almost all of those 8th and 9th level spells are really useful.
Oh,
And
well,
really powerful.
Indeed.
we'll see. They generally aren't scrolls from 18th level or so.
For a
So
9th
every
level
time
spell, yeah, that's the minimum.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. All right. So that 5th week comes to a conclusion, and you get to the 6th week. Most of you guys are just doing general things. I don't think there's anything left for anyone to roll, correct?
Yeah, no, I've got a roll because I would be starting after casting Commune my research for no languages.
Okay. And that's a 2nd level spell, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I need to roll for the amount of money. Commune halves them, right?
Yes. So 2d10 times 100. All right. So that'll be halved to 5,500.
Okay.
Okay.
As I'm doing this spell research, I was like, oh, I could help. No, I can't help. It looks like I need to come up with a spell for that. Give me a couple of weeks to come up with a spell.
All right, so
I'll
the
be able to
normal length
help.
of time would be 2 weeks, but that is brought down to normal time would be 4 weeks. So that's brought down to 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you're beginning you're starting that at the beginning of the 6th week, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. During that time, on day 39. That'd be 2nd hour of 1st shift. You do have another encounter with a swarm of red eyes space sturges. But again, having encountered them before, you know what to deal with, and you are able to take care of them in relatively short order. So if there's anything that you want out of them... I'm sorry?
I think
it's like dealing with oversized mosquitoes.
I think
It's
the
a little bit
crew
more than
wanted
that, but-
trophies.
It's a little bit more than that. But if you want to collect any parts from them, you can.
I already have from a previous encounter.
I'll see if I can get a proboscis, like one, because I've got a regular one. I don't have a red one.
Okay.
I have 4 of them.
Maybe. Do you? Oh.
That's fine. You can have one, Lafdul.
Yeah, I just want one.
Okay. And that will get you to the end of that 6th week. Braxon and Glau will report that it's just a matter of days until you're at the sphere wall.
Yeah.
All right. So the end of that 6th week will be the 42nd day. And on the 44th day, you do arrive at the sphere wall.
Nice. Who's on command for this shift?
Just for simplicity, I always started off with first shift.
So that's me.
Yeah.
Then I will order all flames put out for as we near the shield, the sphere wall, and everything else taken care of that we need to before entering the phlogiston before we get ready to set up the portal locator device.
Okay. It will turn out that you will need to create a portal.
What's our cheapest diamond?
Cheapest.
Since don't you need a diamond for the portal creation?
I thought that was
Or-
just. I just thought that was for the tracking feature.
Cheapest diamond.
Like I thought putting a gemstone in
200.
was for the tracker, not for the portal creator.
No, you need a gem of a, if I remember correctly, you need a gem of a specific value for tracking and a diamond of any value to spawn a portal.
Okay.
200's the cheapest gem we have.
Okay,
Then
so
with a
my
diamond.
create portal would be cheaper.
Yeah.
What do you have to you expend for that spell?
It's a bit of was it copper wire wrapped around a piece of amber.
Okay.
So it's cheaper than the diamond
Yeah.
or gem.
All right, so you'll cast that spell?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so you cast the create portal, opening the passage out into the phlogiston. And I will go ahead and bring you guys over there. So
Whee!
Braxon and Glau will need to do, or Glau will work with you, Braxon, to do
Okay.
the check. So go ahead and give me a navigation check.
Okay.
Oh no.
All right.
Who needs rerolls?
I mean, it's only going to take longer time, I think.
I don't know. 20 is it's not great.
Bad.
Maybe we'll go to Fargo space. Oh, sorry, Food space.
Fargo.
All right. So
Yes.
you get underway, and because you have Glau, he does prevent you getting lost,
Thank you, Glau.
which is what would have happened with that 20.
Have I
yeah.
ever told you how Glau is the best? One of the best investments we ever made in our crew.
Solas thinks Glau as a friend.
All right, so you get underway, and a week passes, and Glau realizes that you're on a wrong course. You've gotten onto a wrong,
Wrong path.
wrong
Wrong river.
Phlogiston River, and
Yeah.
he is able to take you back to the crystal sphere. It wouldn't actually take that whole time, like the whole week. I'm sorry.
You know, like a day or two in.
2 days in, he caught it.
That's good.
So that added 4 days to your trip. However long
Does
the trip was
Glau
going
know
to take.
where that river would have gone?
He just says we weren't on the right one to brawl.
I think we should all pool up some money for extra pastries for him when we get to Brawl.
Yeah, you could always go to Char's Bakery. Get him some of their Red Comet cookies. Although you'll have to work really hard because they do sell 3 times as fast. All right. So with that, you get back to Red Eyes and get back onto the proper route and get underway. So that will be a total of 11 days And you're still in the phlogiston. Anyone have anything in particular that they're doing here in the flow?
I'm just gonna keep up doing my rounds and also my stuff
Okay.
for when I eventually get a slot.
Only what I've pointed out previously.
Okay. Lafdul. I'm going to say that that's close enough to 2 weeks, so that this can be happening on a week period from now on. You can roll your first roll.
Looks at Lava.
Leva looks back. She doesn't say a word.
This unknowing look of failure.
See,
Just
Lafdul, you spoke, and so you failed.
Mm-hmm.
It even affects you. All right, you are not. You're not finished the research, so you do have to continue on.
I think part of the reason
the ways of Erevan.
I think part of the reason why I have so many rerolls is because I'm afraid Lafdul's bad luck will affect my rolls.
All right. But the trip so far has been uneventful in the phlogiston, and you continue on, and it takes you another 5 days, and you arrive at a crystal shell.
Nice.
That's quick.
It is a pretty quick trip into Red Eyes. Yes.
Whose shift? Mine or Braxon's?
I'm just gonna usually do it that either you get there close enough that it's falling at the like shift changeover kind of thing for a new day. It's just easier for me to track that way.
I think also our standard procedure for going in and out of crystal spheres, because people attack people,
is everybody awake?
Would be to have all the crew there, same as landing on a planet.
Yeah,
let's do the portal.
That's also a really good idea, just because, it makes it easier to ensure that all the flames are put out, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
So, let's do the locator, see if there's a portal here.
There are natural portals in Brawl's sphere, so it just takes a time. You just have to wait for one to open. And give me a second
finally
to check something.
Where I don't have to cast contact
portal.
That's where you found out you do, because Ogba's temple's been destroyed or something.
Oh God. That's when it. That's when it turns out we returned the Brawl, and the next unhuman war is kicked off.
I would so strike Lafdul for that.
Sorry, it wasn't Lafdul, Footloose. It was a player.
All right, and about the time that you get to the crystal shell is another pay period for the crew. And that is going to be the last pay period for the standard crew. So you can essentially, after this, zero them out. Keep the dwarves and the GIF on pay, but until you're ready to get started, that's what that's all that you'll have as recurring crew costs. Okay. So, you wait the amount of time requisite for the natural portal to open, and you head into Brawl Space. There is a cheer that rises amongst the human crew.
I have a question.
To finally be home. Yes.
Do we have a significant storage of, alcohol and stuff?
Oh, really?
Only if you guys have actually purchased some.
Well, I was hoping to, bring out, the grog and stuff and throw a party for the crew now that we're back in Brawl Space.
I mean, we can do that when we get to the
We'll
port.
do that once we're free.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah.
I mean, you can do it on, when you get into Brawl Space, too. It's up to you, but it depends on if you...
I wanted to do it now, since we're in Brawl Space, as a big celebration that we're back in our home sphere.
I mean, if you want to say that you purchased some stuff at a previous port, I'm
I'll do
okay with
that.
that kind of retcon.
I'll do that.
Okay. We'll say that to cover the whole crew cost of, like, it's not cheap swill, but it's pretty cheap stuff, and it gets watered down so that they're not like drunk on duty. But it's still a fun celebration. 30 gold pieces to cover the entire crew.
Yeah, I'll pay that myself as something
Okay.
I prepared for when we got the brawl space.
And that can be something like you did it surreptitiously to surprise everyone.
Yeah,
Kind of
when we enter brawl space, I just bring out the casks
Okay.
and lead everybody into a very Norse kind of drinking celebration.
I could have offered a keg of Beck alcohol, but I doubt that would have gone well.
Does
Would not have gone as well, no.
Ockar's celebration involve people holding up shields and people running across the top of the shields?
I don't think there's space on your ship for something.
We don't have enough space, otherwise it would.
Well, Finn will allow the party to spread out a little bit, doing the casting Obscurement and Cloudscape again.
Okay. That works out. Okay, so as you're getting underway into brawl space, the crew does celebrate raucously. Luckily, not getting too drunk. Ockar bought good tasting stuff that was easy to water down without losing the flavor. Ockar, you're now top notch in their eyes.
Solas grumbles about having to water it down, but agrees that it's a necessary evil.
I mean, watering down is a pretty common thing.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that Solas likes it.
I've been thinking about this for a while.
All
It's
right.
a nice big way to thank the crew for getting us out of all these messes.
After a couple hours of celebration, things get a bit back to normal, but there's definitely, all the crew have a bit of a lighter step. The human crew, at least. There's definite atmosphere of joviality. The Herway are a little bit more reserved, but there's like a palpable anticipation because they're getting to some place that they've never been before, meeting new Herway that they've never encountered before and stuff like that.
Solas would. I don't remember if we mentioned, but Solas would at least at this point mentioned about the lizard folk and the Hurweti that live there.
They will definitely. I mean, if you want to swing by there first and see what happens, that's something that you could definitely do if you want to do that before getting to Brawl.
It would be best to stick directly to Brawl because it's been so long. We need to go back.
No, but stopping off at our asteroid would tell us what we need to bring back to the asteroid.
That's true. That is true indeed.
Is the asteroid on the way?
It would be an
days
extra
off.
day of trip, but it's just an extra day. It wouldn't exactly.
That'll work.
It's not exactly out of the way, but it's not exactly on the way either. So
I guess we'll
making
go
a
to the
triangular
asteroid.
course. Okay.
I think going to the Citadel where we had the lizard folk is a bit too much. So
Well, that was moved right
staying
close
still.
to your asteroid.
Yeah,
right.
they are our neighbors.
right.
If we're going to go to our asteroid, I wonder if we can find a small chunk of frozen ice and tow that with us so we can replenish the lake if it needs it.
Since you're not gonna know the disposition of the asteroid, that's probably a bit of a. That's something that you could do in the downtime, like you could take the ship away with a skeleton crew, and do that if they need it while other people are on Brawl.
All right.
At
Well,
the same time potentially transport supplies if needed.
Yeah, I just thought if we saw one on the way in, it wouldn't be hard to do that.
We'll just mark it.
You'd have to seek one out. Like, that's the thing.
For-
It wouldn't just be
Oh,
I see.
happen across one.
All
in
right,
general.
fair enough.
For
Fair
now,
enough.
let's shove off. We got places to be.
It's been a long time since we've been away. It's not much difference, but yeah, okay.
All right, let me actually see if I have...
Or we know the Druids finished their work terraforming the place.
I'm actually trying to remember if I wrote down the name of that druid. I should have him somewhere, but...
Yeah, let's see if I've got his name in my notes.
Was he a dwarven druid?
No. There are not.
Yeah.
There are no dwarven druids.
In D&D, only second edition, only humans can be druids.
No, there's some other
No,
races that can
elves.
be as well, but...
And elf be a druid?
Yeah, elves and half elves can
Yeah.
be.
Right.
No, only druid I got in my notes is Finn.
I don't.
I may not have
think I ever
actually
got-
named him, or I might not have written it down, so...
Just
I
know
don't,
we had a guy working there.
I don't remember you ever naming him.
I don't
I might
remember
not
ever
have.
getting a name either. I just remember you hired a druid.
Yeah.
And he took a look at it, and we paid him to get the work.
Okay. All right. So you set a course for the your asteroid, and as you are getting closer to the center of the sphere, after about 6 days of travel, so I'll let after this I'll let Lafdul roll another check. You drop out of spelljamming speed, and there is a one of your crew members calls out, "Elven Man-O-War, dead ahead."
He's on shift.
Oh, sorry. Second shift, so Braxon.
Okay.
Okay, we'll stop.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Braxon will signal the ship. This is the Blade.
Okay, as you're getting ready to do that, they're already signaling you.
Okay. Yeah, read the message then.
They say that this is the Imperial Navy patrol ship Tilvanar's Flame. They are asking you to identify yourselves and your destination and place of origin.
We'll say this is the Blade, based at the Rock of Brow. We've been away for several years, and we're returning to the Rock of Brow.
Maybe mention that
we're friends of the Imperial Elven Navy there.
Maybe mention that we're coming out to Lauren space.
You would.
We would.
Yes.
Yeah, you would.
Because you always your last port of call.
Yeah.
Is always your.
Well, isn't the last port of call Red Eyes?
No,
we're
saying
because
that wasn't really a port.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know.
All right. Well, then we'll say we come from Finnel'ar in space.
Okay.
And the word
They
that
signal back. We greet you on your return. We have heard some news of the goings on in Talaran space. Have you any fresh news?
yes.
A lot.
Braxon will send back. We are the news. would you?
They will respond to that with "explain yourselves," because that is kind of a rude thing to say.
Yeah.
Just say, do you want a board? Talk in person.
Yeah, well, that's why Braxon.
Just say that we have a message from the Elven Navy into Lauren space.
That's why Braxon said at the end, "Do you want to come aboard and parley?" Braxon says we've just conducted a secret mission on behalf of the Elven Imperial Navy in to break up the.
All right, hold on. They're not asking for your life story. They're just asking for news. You could just say, yes, the elves have won a major victory there
Yeah.
over the Talangran Empire. Like, it's true. It's news.
probably
They're
there you
not
go.
looking to board you and have a chat.
Yeah.
Okay.
You would know this from just ship etiquette kind of thing.
Yeah. All right. Well, I was. Okay, Braxton will say that. Then.
I know. I'm just like they're. I'm not trying to give you a hard time or anything like that, but
Yeah.
they're a patrol ship. They're trying to track, make sure that there aren't any pirates around and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They're just asking for, a quick little headline kind of thing.
Yeah.
The kind of thing that once they get back to port, wherever their port is, they'll be like, "Hey, we heard about this. You have any more information?" kind of thing.
Yeah.
Or something that they could then pass on to other ships. Like if you had just come out of there and you were like, "Hey, there's a major pirate buildup in Red Eyes," that kind of thing. That's what they're looking for.
Okay, well then Braxton would say that there's been a major victory and we were assisting in that victory.
Okay. They will signal back. That is great news indeed, and we thank you on behalf of all of our crew for your assistance. Please have a good, safe journey to Brawl.
And they
Braxton
wonder
will say,
why we go, of course.
Braxton will say thank you and say, "Is there recent news of Brow that we should be aware of?"
They
Last 2
will.
years.
They will signal back that the most recent news is that to be wary, there are unknown ships have been sighted. They don't have much of a description of them. Just there's been a number of reports from far-flung spheres about unknown ships attacking vessels, and they don't have much information, but they're basically warning you to be careful.
Braxton will thank them and say, "We'll check in with the Imperial Navy when we arrive on Brow."
Yeah, I mean, they can't give you like 2 years of updates, so.
No, no.
Yeah. So, continue on then if they let us pass.
Yep, they will definitely be letting you pass.
Okay.
Okay, so Lafdul, do you want to make your roll?
Was this a full week, was it? Or...
A full week has passed, yeah. And 1 more week will have passed by the time you get to...
I hope I get this. Well, not this week, at least by next week. I need like less than...
I think that's
yes,
a
I do
success.
get it. Yeah.
There you go.
I needed like 43.
Alright, there you go.
Yay! I can speak languages without relying on my rogue skills, much to old Shmei.
I think you mean read languages, since tongues already exist for speaking languages.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know about the rogue ability.
Alright, Leva, you decided on those?
Yes, she's going to use, Clone for level 8 and Prismatic Sphere for level 9.
Okay.
Cool, that good spells.
That's a great spell.
And she will, and as the spell to be negated, she will choose Fireball.
Okay.
So, what does that do exactly?
Mantle.
Right, he's asking what exactly that does. I mean, quick
I'm
summary.
totally, Leva will be immune to Fireball.
Okay, but what about those 2 other spells? What is
So
that all
she's
about?
casting them in such a way that they're not actually going to fully manifest themselves.
She has to have a gem under the influence. The spell needs to affect the gems, and she will use the spell. And the gem will be used as an ingredient for mantle.
Okay. So
And she can negate another spell, and if she is hit by a fireball, the mantle will actually gain hit points.
Oh, so you fed those spells to your mantle.
Yes,
I thought you,
essentially.
I thought you were like doing some weird contingency thing.
It's a protection spell.
Well, I meant contingency as in if I die, clone goes off or something like that. I didn't know what mantle was at all.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
okay, no,
it's a pretty rare spell.
Yeah.
and
I don't know what you're even talking about. I need a little bit of detail.
so she's immune to fireball. Fireball will make her mantle gain hit points. And the spell to be boosted, which is a spell to gain all of the effects, she chose Phantom Steed because she likes flying around on her horse.
Of course.
Okay. I see that you have 2 scrolls with clone on it.
You have?
That's
Just a
what I have in my
second.
notes. What else do you have on that?
Just a second, clone. It's the one with polymorph any object.
Okay.
There was only one. It starts with protection from vermin, skyhood.
Yep. I got
Got
that
it?
Yep.
Okay.
All right, and then what is the prismatic sphere on? Because I have that down as I have one down as having been cast.
Oh,
I could not tell you when, but I have marked it down as not
Wait,
being
was
on
that
there
when
anymore.
she played the cast prismatic?
I have one. I have one down as destroyed. Oh, you were right. Well, it doesn't matter. She has another one. If that one is no good, then we chose the Wail of the Banshee.
Okay.
The others.
Yay.
This big sigh from all the others.
Oh, thank God. Thank you, Tyr. You listened to
Sigh
my
of
prayers.
relief.
Okay. I have marked those down. Okay. All right. Okay.
Did I read this right? That the boosting actually allows for all effects.
I will have to go back and reread that. I'll have to go back and reread and double check.
That's something to confirm after session.
Yeah. All right. All right. So you get to your asteroid. Stop off there, and the dwarves are still working because it's a long process or whatever it is that they're doing that you have not detailed to me yet.
One interjection.
But your characters do know. Yes. Go ahead. Sorry.
Lever will lose 1 hit point now.
Permanently?
No, it's just 1 hit point. She can get it back. She
Okay.
will lose 1 hit point per day.
Okay.
Sorry, per 24 hours.
Okay.
Okay.
You can be healed that, or is that while the spell's in effect you can't regain it?
No, it doesn't say that she can't regain it because anyway she'd be dead afterwards.
I'll look at the spell.
Okay.
Afterwards.
We'll have to feed you a good berry every day.
Okay. So you get to the your asteroid, and the dwarves are flabbergasted. They had heard from Iset that you were still alive and you were working your way back, but they didn't really have any idea on when that would be. But they have been like pre-contracted. You guys gave them some stuff, and they'll actually say that Iset has been giving them at least some down payments.
Oh yeah.
So you're not sure about that. Iset is the woman who runs the office on Brawl, by the way. If you're
Like our secretary or one that handles books, our accountant.
Yeah.
Is that with a Y?
No, ISET.
Oh, okay.
And the Druid has completed his basic work, and the top and bottom. Remember that your asteroid is kind of like a potato shape, sitting upright. So he's seated the top and bottom with like trees and plants and things like that, and then there's vines and things on the outsides going down the sides. So it is, at least for all the dwarves that are there working, more than refreshes the air. They are not in need of any water because they do have a ship that comes out to resupply them periodically. So they're good, and so are the lizardmen and Harwadi. They appear to be thriving. They have somehow managed to get the Citadel close enough to actually share an air envelope with your asteroid. So that they're now benefiting from all of the air refreshing as well.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
And I need to look up the lizard man because I forgot her name. Give me a second.
More like a lizard bullman.
Yes. You need to face your microphone, please.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Are you talking about Axis on the other?
Yes, that's her
asteroid?
name. Yeah, so she will come out to greet you, and Hulat as well will greet you. They have not been like the rockhoppers and the lizardmen have very much stayed kind of like isolated. The rockhoppers normally do that. They don't. They travel around, but
Yeah.
they are not one to go to brawl very often by any means. And Axis still, trying to make sure that it's only been a few years, so her control is not solid really yet. So she's still, trying to ensure that everything is good with her people.
Yeah.
So they do occasionally go to brawl to do some trading, but they don't do much else.
Yeah.
Although there are a fair number of lizard men at brawl to communicate with.
Yeah.
So at your asteroid, is there anything in particular that you wanted to do?
I want to know if my sanguinated Illithid was thrown overboard. Because imagine that thing stank to all hell. Because I put all the timelessness over the corpse that was sanguinated. But that only lasts a year. So it has either been there for over a year, or it got thrown overboard, or was buried, or something. Because I assume the dwarves are not just going to put up with a smelly thing. Even though I did tell them that it was warded with magic. If they touched it, it would break, so they would have to dispel it or something. And a warning on it.
Which Illithid was this?
Area.
This was the Illithid, the noble one.
From one of the
It
ships.
was
Okay.
sanguine.
Okay.
Yeah. When we were doing the dwarven artifact.
Yeah, all right. So I think what would have happened is that it would have run out and started really smelling, and so yeah, they would have gotten rid of it.
Fine.
It would be either that or they'd seal up the room that it was in. Like, you guys have some rooms for yourselves, and you'd like go in and be like just like gag on the smell. Actually, it probably wouldn't smell that much by now.
It was sanguinated, so
yeah, it can still rot.
Shouldn't smell too bad.
I want that for to be Lafdul's room.
It would have been.
Probably.
I think that they would
Probably
have gotten rid of it though.
Yeah,
Unless the door was locked and they had no ability to get in, then they would have sealed it.
No.
Okay.
They would have gotten rid of it. I mean, unless the druid wanted to use it as fertilizer.
No.
No,
he wouldn't have.
they've been thrown overboard then.
Yeah.
Well, I think the reason why someone asked us to come to our asteroid was to see if we needed to bring any supplies back from Brow.
So they don't need supplies, but they are going to need to get paid a bit more soon.
Yeah.
So, but again, that can be, they understand that you need to get back to Brawl and check in with stuff and things like that. So, They've been
wonder
getting
if
down
that-
payments from it.
Yeah. I wonder if that means we need to do a job in the local area to raise money for the construction work to continue
see
before we
how
go off to grey space.
we got a load of money, but some of the money has been used for this, so it's just, I presume, going to be deducted out of that if it hasn't all gone.
I mean, you also have a lot of stuff that you haven't sold yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gems and jewelry
Okay.
and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
In that
Um,
case,
One reason why we came here was for the Hurveiti to meet up the lizard folk.
Yeah.
within,
Oh, yeah.
Hawaii,
Yeah. Yeah. We would definitely
they get along?
introduce them.
because we plan to drop off the Hawaii on our crew here with them.
Well,
Wait,
some
what?
might want to do that because so the way that Hawaii tribes work is when a whole group of them sign on to a crew, when they get to a destination, then they meet up with other Hawaii tribes and they do partner swaps essentially. Like some of the the males and females, young males and females who are not married, will leave and join the other group, whereas some of their unmarried males and females will join the first group. And it's usually, like a one-to-one kind of trade, but it's primarily to ensure that you're not getting inbreeding and stuff like that.
Right.
So
Yeah.
some of that is going to happen, and this is a group that they coming from one place and going to another. They haven't decided yet what they want to do. So they're
Okay.
going to go to Brawl, and if some of them decide to join up and live with these Hawaii, then they'll just be like, hey, next time you go, can you take us there? Otherwise,
Right.
Yeah.
they'll just be gone and joining up with the
Yeah.
other groups, signing up for other ships, that kind of thing,
Yeah,
doing their own
but
thing.
this was basically so that they know what kind of option it is, and if there's plenty of them who decide to join this lizard folk, that's a benefit for us.
Right, but they're not going to make a decision until they get to Brawl and see what the options are.
Yeah,
there.
of course.
And in that case, I
who-
think that's everything we had planned for the asteroid, so we might want to get going for all that.
Okay. Who was it you said was with Axis Ord?
What do you mean?
You said she brought someone with her, and I didn't catch the name.
No. Hulat, the rock hopper.
Hulat. Ah, right. The rock hopper.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Oh,
I
well,
might
Braxon would
be
have been-
misremembering exactly his name.
Yeah, Braxton would have been very happy to see the rock hoppers because they helped
What?
us.
What was the
well-
water level on the asteroid?
Hold on, Braxon, finish what you're saying.
Yeah. I guess Braxton would ask if they need anything from Brow when we're going in. Do they want to send anyone along with us?
They're good. The dwarves get regular shipments of supplies, so
Yeah.
they don't actually need anything else.
Okay.
What were you saying, Solas?
What was the water level? If since Braxon thought about if we need to get the ice asteroid.
The water level is fine.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
that's
it's
good.
almost as if when you're gone for 2 years, they start having to figure out these things on their own.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And we're not the only ones with agency in this world. Isn't
But-
that funny?
But I mean, it's still good to check in on what's going on and things like
Yeah.
that. I mean, I think it's very reasonable.
Braxton's going to ask Axis if she's got any more of the weapon platforms repaired and working.
Yeah, they've gotten that taken care of. Like, that's all of their weapons are fully repaired. They do not have the crew to man them all.
Yeah.
But they have fixed up, like, most of the problems that were like the problems with the physical place, the Citadel before, those have been taken care of.
How did they
yeah.
move the
Like, they've
system?
done repairs. Some of the they've paid some of the dwarves, and that's something else that some of the dwarves have been doing, is that they've been doing some improvements around there too, paid for by Axis and not you.
Have they fixed up the lift that was there?
Yeah, they would have. They're
Yeah.
planning to. They're actually planning to like really change around the mine structure and create pools and flood it, and they've started working on that, so they have a more of a swampy environment for them.
Then,
Nice.
is there anything you wanted to do?
So Finn wants to have a chat with the druid, get a full tour of what he's done.
So he would have finished like a year ago and left.
Oh.
But he would have left some documents knowing that you would be back eventually, detailing what he did and anything else that might need some maintenance and stuff like that. And you absolutely could look around at his work.
Yeah, and Finn will probably cast a couple plant growth spells where needed.
Yep. He did a really good job. It'll take time to really grow up. Like, that's the thing, is like, you know, he got it all started, and now it's obviously your magic can help, but in general, it's just like time is now what's necessary. But he's didn't have a whole lot more, you know, like he was expecting some more input, so a lot of it was he kind of had to act on his own for some things. But looking around, there's a couple of really nice little groves with wildflowers that are really nice. Like, it's just a really relaxing place on the top and bottom. And he didn't do too much with like food plants because he wasn't sure what you guys would want, but there's plenty of places that food plants could be put in.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any animals there?
Not many.
Mostly birds.
Some things to pollinate the plants, and that's about it.
Okay.
Any other questions you had about that, Finn?
Not right now.
Okay. All
Finn
right.
might actually cast Speak with Plants at some point and just see if the plants need anything.
Okay. They're doing pretty well. And like, you're very satisfied with his work. He did a good job.
So Solas talks.
Yeah, go ahead.
Solas talks to Finn at some point about potential of basically introducing squirrels and birds and such to the asteroid. It's wide wilderness.
Finn will think about that. He's not sure if there's enough room for them here.
Yeah, the small environment means that you have to be very careful.
That's why I thought about small animals like squirrels and such.
Well, yeah, but
the problem is that squirrels tend to breed, and actually very quickly.
Yeah, so you'd have to also put in predators and stuff like that. You do find that the Druid has created a really nice and accessible beehive. So there is some honey available from all the bees that are pollinating and stuff like that. And there's also butterflies and things like that, and they're all ones that don't do too much harm to the local plant life and stuff.
Solas immediately thinks about the possibility of brewing some mead.
We should get some of the honey if it's not too destructive, depending on how old the hive is, so we can give some custom treats for Finnel'ar.
You mean Glow?
Sorry, Glow.
I remember some spell also requiring some royal jelly or something like that.
That is something for you to discuss with Finn. Again, I don't want to speak for Finn here, but I would think that Finn would kind of be very, like taking ownership of these areas. Like, while it's the company's, it's also his. His place to do with what he thinks best, kind of thing. So, but there would be enough honey, like, to periodically get some.
Yep.
So not like enough to like really sell, but enough to use for your own basic uses, kind of thing.
Yeah,
So.
I kind of remember what you were talking about there, Takami, and I remember that we went and got some giant bee honey for it.
That's
Oh,
that's
that was
another
scroll
thing.
research.
There's a spell that specifically needs the not the honey, but the jelly that is fed for the pupae or larva.
Royal jelly.
Yeah.
Uh,
You guys can discuss that.
one hive probably isn't going to get you a whole lot of that.
Oh yeah, of course. But I just remember that there was one of that kind of spell ingredient and requirement for one spell I was looking.
Yeah, I mean, I'll let you guys think about that. And if you have specific questions about whether it would be enough, come to me after the game or during the week or something like that, or in the future. I mean, it doesn't have to be for next session or anything like that. So, if the spell doesn't require much, and it's not a spell that you'd be casting, profligately, then my instinct is to say yes, you can collect enough non-destructively for that. But I would need to look at the spell and stuff like that. But that can wait until later.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else need to do something? I thought I heard Levis try to say something earlier.
Leva, did you have anything?
I'm sorry, I missed that.
Did you have
There
anything?
was something?
Did you have anything that you wanted to do? Ockar said that he thought he heard you start to say something.
Oh no, I didn't. I'm still looking at the document. She has the mental on, so now she is happy.
Okay, that's fine. Okay. All right. So with that done, you can set off. You would have spent like half a day there. It's not, it just adds a day to your overall trip. Yeah.
Braxon does have one last question. He'll ask Axis if they've managed to secure a normal Spelljamming helm for their other ship yet.
Yeah, they have.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah. Yeah, they have.
Okay.
All right. So, you get back underway and head towards Brawl.
One question out of interest, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any other asteroids near enough to our base that if they were seeded with plant life, that they would also share the air envelope?
Not that close. Anything else would need to be moved.
Okay.
There is a group of dwarves and space sea giants on Brawl that specifically do that kind of work. It is not cheap, because if it is any asteroid that's too big, they actually have to cut up and then reassemble at the destination.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it's something to consider, but like things have to be really close. And the Dwarven Citadel was already pretty close to your asteroid when you stopped it. And they just used some non-magical means to shift it, like a mile kind of thing across the void of space, which over 2 years, not that hard to do. Just very, it's hard, it's time-consuming and everything like that, but it is not something that is impossible to do, kind of thing. So, So no, it would be something substantially more if you wanted them to actually share an air envelope. There are a number of barren asteroids within about, an hour's travel from your asteroid, though. One of the reasons why you were able to get this asteroid in the first place is because there aren't a whole lot of asteroids around there that are already fertile with life. Those generally have already been taken up.
Or they're incredibly dangerous, like Shield.
Right, but that's an actual planet. I'm talking about asteroids.
Right.
Because right now you're in the same belt that Brawl is in, and there's a number of farming asteroids and villages throughout it.
I wonder if we could get hold of some sort of magical device for the future that allows people to teleport from our office on Brow to our asteroid, and maybe also to Axis's asteroid.
I mean, it's possible to create teleport like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
actually,
because
all you really need is the teleport spell and the permanency spell.
Yeah,
Right.
but
So,
permanence is pretty high level.
Yeah, but if you wanted something like that, the like there really aren't too many items that you can get for that, because you basically are enchanting a place.
yeah.
But yeah, you can absolutely enchant someplace on Brawl with a teleport and a permanency, and then on your asteroid, teleport and permanency. You can pay someone to do that if you want. It's not cheap, but you can just pay someone to do that.
Isn't there the
We have one permanency on a scroll.
Right, but keep in
Yeah.
mind that would you can only do it one way. You need to do it at
Mhm.
each destination to have a two-way traffic.
Yeah.
And also, Axis's Citadel is close enough that you can just use like a normal rowboat and oars to get there along
Yeah.
the direct
Yeah.
line.
Isn't there in the lore someone have made basically mirror work like that? Two mirrors work like that. That they are
Maybe
the
I can't think of
teleports.
something offhand.
Yeah.
If I remember, it might have been the black stuff.
I don't know.
Well,
I mean,
something to
again,
worry
it
about
doesn't
for the
sound familiar to
future.
me, but I don't have
it's not-
a complete encyclopedic knowledge of all the items in the game.
It's not something
Mhm.
to worry about right now. That can be discussed later too.
But yeah,
So-
if that's something that you want to do, again, that's something that I will need to come up with prices for, so let me know.
Yeah, I think we need to finish building the asteroid first before we start icing the cake.
Now, so to touch on the asteroid briefly, I don't need a deck plan to know how much like how much it's going to cost. What I do need is space. So it's like
Yeah.
if you have X amount of space for each character, and then X amount of communal space, and then like Y amount of communal space, and then Z amount of just additional stuff that they need to do, like if you want some weapon emplacements. And then later you can come up with the plans if you actually want to go that route. That would give me the starting point, and I would deduct reasonable amounts from what you have already spent.
I suspect the group's changed since we first asked them to do this for us.
Yeah.
And Higgimus has moved on, and we've had other people join and like someone join and leave. So I don't know that our original plan factored in stuff for Finn. So it probably needs
we've discussed this after Finn joined.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Right, but so okay.
And
Hold on, real fast. Sorry. You as players may not have. You as characters absolutely have.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things that I'm assuming your characters know that you as players have not decided on yet. And so that's kind of where I am with the dwarves. So they have been doing some of that. And
okay, well, what I was getting at is that we were away from the dwarves, so I don't know if we'd have had time to pass on anything that was needed for Finn.
Yeah, Finn was with you for a fair bit of time before that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we've discussed before, for example, the chance for Finn to get Grove on the asteroid.
Yeah.
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 I mean, Finn joined us when we were doing the Citadel.
Yeah.
Right.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Sorry. Yeah, he did. I'm being an idiot. I thought it was came in afterwards.
No.
Nah, you're
But
just
yeah.
That's fine.
remembering.
That's fine. So
No,
and
he came
again, like
in,
that's kind of what I'm getting to is like your characters know things about this that that's where I'm running from. That your characters have shared the information, and it's just that the players haven't come up with it yet, and that's fine.
That's fine. That was me misremembering stuff. No, I just meant I was just thinking we hadn't factored Finn in properly. But yeah, I'm wrong.
Okay. All right. So you get underway again, or is there any other last minute things that you wanted to do?
I think we get underway.
Okay. All right. So it'll take. Yeah.
I was just going to check to see if the Astro Sphinx was still there.
Yeah. It still is.
It hasn't. Still statue. That's good.
Yep.
I inspect it for damage.
No damage. The dwarves are definitely creeped out by it, so they do not go.
Good.
Wherever it is. So you get underway. About halfway through the trip to Brawl, it'll be the third hour of second shift. You do drop out of spelljamming speed, and you see a hammer ship. One of your crew calls out, "Hammer ship off the port bow!"
I would have been spending some time with Lenelius as we are on our last few hours.
So it's second shift, so Braxon, you're in command?
Oh, right, sorry. Braxon will signal them if they're not signaling us first, and say, this is the blade out of... are we going to say our asteroid, or are we going to say the place we were before?
You would, like, little minor stops like the asteroid wouldn't count, especially if it's not something that anyone knows about, so you'd still be Talarn space.
Yeah, this blade out of Talarn space. Heading towards Brow. Please identify yourself.
All right, so they signal back that they are the Smith's Coster ship, the Blast Hammer, and they are on a cargo run. You of course know the Smith's Coster. They're very famous. So they're on a cargo run, heading out from Brawl. They do not give you a destination, though.
Okay.
Is that unusual?
Not necessarily, but Braxon, give me an intelligence check.
Oh.
It's your best stat.
Yeah, hang on. Have I got the little Braxon on the page? I don't. Right, okay, I'll just have to
roll
a d20. Dun, dun,
dun. So you're definitely getting the impression that they're wary of you. Your ship is a little bit larger than theirs.
Yeah.
Smith's Coster tends to trade in high-value goods.
Yeah.
So you suspect that they're worried you might be pirates or privateers or something like that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Braxon will send to them the Company of the Broken Sword, which is you safe travels.
They respond, "Thank you. Smith's Coster is always open for business on Brawl for those in need of fine weaponry, and they wish you safe travels as well." And they get underway. And with that, you will get to Brawl. Lafdul, you finished your spell.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I would just be spending time just talking to Lenelius. That was all.
Yeah. All right. So we will end the session with you guys just getting to Brawl before you dock up. But it is a welcome sight seeing the port laid out before you as you head towards the port. Mm-hmm.
One thing Braxon would have made sure we did before we went to Brow is make sure we're not we haven't got any scavers chasing us.
Okay. All right.
There's a charge for that, isn't there, or something?
There's a charge for fouling their air, for coming in with a fouled air or deadly air.
I believe if you bring scavers to Brow, they force you to go on scaver patrol for some time.
That maybe. I do not remember one way or the other, but that's okay. So you are approaching there. Leva and Solas, you would have finished your work, within the past few days, kind of thing. And you don't learn anything that feels relevant to you, but in the future, if something comes up and you're like, hey, did I learn anything in all of that Illithid documents that might be relevant to this thing we're in right now, the situation we're in right now, then, you may recall that information.
Okay.
But they definitely, very, varied sales records and things like that, so you didn't really notice big patterns besides the ones that I'd already told you.
About the documents that were written in Illithid.
Yeah.
Solas thinks that there might be possibility of using Seekers to get access to knowledge about that, since Seekers sometimes do dealings with Illithid about information and knowledge.
All right, that's something to definitely keep in mind. And
he
I
will
have gotten
told this to
some.
Leva.
I have gotten some, things about what you guys, what some of you have plans for when you get to Brawl. So if you think of anything else, do let me know.
Yeah.
But we will come back next week as you guys actually get there. The documents were pretty interesting in from that point of view of what you discovered, but Leva, nothing feels relevant to you personally, kind of thing. So, but definitely the Seekers may have an interest or may have some way for you to take a look at the rest of it. All right, so XP-wise, that is going to be 5,000 experience points for everyone. And in terms of spell research, Solas, you completed a spell?
Yeah.
Second level?
It was second level.
Okay, so that is going to be an extra 100 for your wizard. Leva, what spell level did you complete?
6.
All right, so that is 300 experience points for you. And Lafdul, you completed a second level?
Yeah, I don't know if scrolling counts.
It does not. Writing the scroll
so-
does, but the ink does not.
Didn't
That's
you
fine.
rule at some point that clerics don't get XP from spell research?
Yeah, you did roll that, didn't you?
That's true. Yeah. That's
Unless
right.
there's something related to your ethos or something. I
Yeah.
don't know.
If you create a brand new spell, then you will. That is related to your deity, then you will. But for the most part, no. Creating items does, but not spell research. All right, so seeing Brawl laid out before you definitely fills your hearts with joy. Finally being home. We will see what kind of welcome you get when we come back next week. Does anyone have any final questions or thoughts or anything? No? All right. So, next week, there's going to be tons and tons of stuff going on. You got a lot of news to catch up on when you get back to Brawl. So,
Yeah.
I want to thank you guys for playing. I want to thank everyone out there for watching. Really do appreciate it. And we will be back next week with more Adventures in Arcane Space. See you next time, everyone.
Thanks for the game.
Thanks
Take
for
care,
having us.
everyone. Thanks for the game.